amidst fireworks, a mini Mardi Gras parade from the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. It is Southeastern Conference basketball as Kentucky meets LSU. Hi, everybody. This is Ralph Hacker with Kyle Macy. It has been a long time since Kentucky last won here in this gym. It was so long ago, Shaquille O'Neal was a junior in high school, and Rick Pitino was in his first year as head coach of the New York Knicks. That is not to say Kentucky has not been successful against the Tigers. Au contraire, they have beaten them 5 of the last 7 games. None have come here in Baton Rouge. But if Kentucky is to stay in contention for the SEC Eastern Division Championship, that string must be broken tonight as Kentucky meets LSU.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana for Super Tuesday, Fat Tuesday down here on the Bayou as Kentucky takes on LSU. You see the records, a very key game, especially for the Tigers of LSU. When you look at contenders for the NCAA tournament, you know Kentucky will be there. But Larry Conley, LSU can ill afford any more slips if they're to keep that string alive. They've been to 10 straight NCAAs.
Right, you can see that 11-9 record. And really, they have an opportunity to get further along because of their schedule. And I think we can talk about that more later on.
Let's take a look at the Wildcats starting lineup. The McDonald's starting lineup. Jared Prickett coming off a 20-rebound performance a week ago tonight with Roderick Rhodes, Andre Riddick, Tony Delk, and Travis Ford. Rick Pitino's found this a tough place for his club to play. They have lost 4 straight in this building in his 5th year in Lexington. For the Tigers of LSU on their home turf, Jamie Brandon, their leading scorer, their second leading rebounder, joins Caesar, Burns, Owens, and Gibson. For Dale Brown, 22 years in Baton Rouge and over 400 victories. And Kentucky's lost the last 4 here in Baton Rouge. Over the last 10 games, these teams have split. But Kentucky in recent performances, having won a couple of times last year in Lexington, including the SEC tournament final. And we're underway on Fat Tuesday in Baton Rouge.
And Brad, there's the man Kentucky needs to get on track. Travis Ford really struggled his last 2 games, and he's the one player that Kentucky can ill afford to have go bad.
Riddick in close. Prickett trying to tip it in. They'll wave it off for offensive interference. We saw him do that a week ago tonight against Arkansas. He's an anxious young sophomore, but boy, is he a talent.
I don't know if I've seen anybody in the last week or 10 days rebound as hard as Jared Prickett has. Been all over that class. The Syracuse game, the Arkansas game, the Massachusetts game.
Caesar moves against Prickett to the baseline. They double team him, cut him off. Back out to Owens, puts up a 3, no good. Kicker on the rebound. Caesar with it, back up for 2, no good. On the rebound, Riddick of the Wildcats. Out to Tony Delk. Delk now for Kentucky comes down, goes to the right side. LSU man-to-man to Rhodes, down low to Riddick, underneath, ball away jumper up, no good, and he's fouled. He was pushed and will go to the line for 2 tries. So says Gerald Boudreau. The foul's going to be on Lanier Burns. That'll be his first.
Well, Kentucky trying to exploit the size advantage down low. Andre Riddick, the first 2 possessions, getting looks at the basket. Dale Brown is already hot. He's got his jacket off on the sidelines. We're only a couple seconds into the game.
And Riddick is at the line for 2 tries. Kentucky's poorest free throw shooter. The shot is up by Riddick, and it is bouncing, no good. He is the worst free throw shooter in the league. That takes him less than 32% on the year. Riddick with 1 more try. On the way, it's good. Andre Riddick gives Kentucky a 1-0 lead in the opening minute of this ball game. Andre Owens, right side over to Caesar. Out straight away Owens, the point man. Left side to Brandon, inside the top of the key. Back to Owens, drives in, dishes the ball off to Gibson. Gibson goes along the baseline, stepped on the out-of-bounds line. Kentucky gets it back with an LSU turnover.
Kentucky defense, good job rotating down to guard the baseline when the LSU player penetrated.
Again, Ford brings it down. They'll pick him up as he crosses the mid-stripe. Over to Prickett outside the 3-point arc. Prickett looks low to Delk. Lays down the dribble now, comes out, gives it to Rhodes. Rhodes out straight away. Rhodes on the dribble inside the 3-point arc. Starts up with a pass. It's knocked away from him. Prickett comes out with it. He walked, no call. Picked up by LSU. They lose the ball out of bounds with some help from Tony Delk.
Good hustle that time by the Wildcats. May have gotten a break on the call. Jared may have gotten away with a little extra step that time.
Rhodes getting the ball in play into Tony Delk. Kentucky leads it 1-0. We've played nearly a minute and a half. It's to Rhodes. Rhodes to the free throw line. Goes inside the paint. Deals it off to Prickett. Misses a gimme. And on the rebound, he was pushing off trying to go for it. Jared Prickett missed an easy shot on the left side of the bucket. Then he commits his first personal foul as he pushed off trying to tap it back up. LSU gets it in bounds. Prickett comes down to front. Clarence Caesar is having a good season, but not as good as his teammate Brandon. It is in to Gibson, and he's fouled by Travis Ford. So Tim Higgins sets the theme real early about calling him close.
That was kind of a touch foul there, Ralph. Gibson with a little bit of size advantage. Travis just going for the steal, but Higgins said he had a hold of the arm.
Gibson 6'6", Ford 5'9". That is spelled Gipson. It is into Brandon. Brandon with Tony Delk guarding him, comes across the timeline. A great foot race over to Gibson on the right side. Back out straight away, Caesar. Left-handed shot for three. Good. Nope, they say his foot was on the line. Caesar's hitting 47% on the year from the field, and he gets his first two tonight. LSU gets their first two. They lead it 2-1 over the Wildcats. Travis Ford again to Riddick, who comes out high to get the basketball. LSU's man-to-man. Riddick handling the ball like a guard way out high. They just slack off and let him do it out there to Delk. Right side Rhodes. Now into Jared Prickett. Back over to Ford. Ford back over his head over to Prickett. Prickett throwing it down low. Down to Riddick. Back out to Prickett. Goes inside. Cut off. 10 seconds on the shot clock to Delk. Back down low to Riddick. Now to Prickett. Good ball movement. Shots blocked. Ford with it. 5 seconds on the shot clock. He throws it off the leg of Gibson, but he was already been pushed out of bounds.
They may have called a foul on Gibson there, Ralph.
They did. Gibson pushed him out of bounds. Looked like some sort of a strange gimmicky defense Dale Brown is running, Kyle.
Well, he's been known to use what he calls the freak defense, whether it's a triangle, 2, box and 1, or whatever. But Kentucky got to break that time, and the ball, because of the foul, resets the shot clock.
Travis Ford coming to the left side now. Throws it down low to Prickett. They double team him down low. Prickett looking for help. Throws it back out to Ford. Ford right side over to Tony Delk. Delk on the move inside the paint, dishes it off to Rhodes down low. Now he's looking for help. Now Prickett flashing inside, lays it off to Riddick. Took the shot, blocked again. With the rebound now comes off with Brandon. Over to Brandon front court. Brandon drives all the way, coast to coast, puts it up, no good, and he draws a foul. LSU has blocked 2 Kentucky shots. Riddick is the man guilty of the personal. And LSU is playing some real good low post defense in there.
They are, and the referees are trying to make a statement, I think, here early. They're calling it very close. The last foul that time by Andre Riddick. He went up with Brandon when he drove the basket, but really wasn't much contact.
3 fouls on Kentucky. We have played 2 minutes and 46 seconds. 2 on LSU. And at the line is Jamie Brandon, a 71% free throw shooter. 87 of 122 on the year. Brandon takes plenty of time, almost freezes in the stance, and puts the shot up good. LSU now leads it 3-1 over Kentucky. Low-scoring game. Both teams kind of feeling one another out. Rotates the basketball as Brandon bends the knees now, gets in that freeze position. Eyes, straightens up, puts the ball up good. Whatever he's doing it right. LSU leads it now 4-1 over Kentucky. Travis Ford coming down. Travis Ford goes around to the left side. Looking out, goes over to Riddick. Out to Delk. Long 3 is up, well off the mark. Long rebound. LSU has got it. This is Gibson. Gibson coming to front court. Travis Ford calls the defense as Gibson goes to the baseline. Throws it back to Caesar. Up for a 3. No good. Rhodes on the rebound for Kentucky. Throws it out in a hurry. Overthrows Travis Ford. Rhodes came down, protected the ball, then looked up and saw Travis open and just threw it well over his head.
Yeah, not a good decision that time. Travis probably even should have come back and gotten the ball to get the break going. A lot of traffic on that pass.
Kentucky turnover, gives it back over to LSU. Caesar front court around to the right side against the 2-3. Goes over the zone, over to Brandon. Brandon comes out now, back down to the left-hand side. Shots away by Gibson from the baseline, 8 feet, no good. Rhodes on the rebound, clearing it out to Ford. 2-on-2. Ford holds up now. Rings around to the right side. Goes over to Delk, out to Riddick. Left side over to Rhodes. Rhodes looks on the inside, goes down low to Prickett. Prickett double teamed under there. Tries to put it up. Hacked across the arm. No call. Ball loose. LSU's got it. Out to Brandon. He comes down without the numbers, but is going to drive against Delk, who cuts him off. He comes back to the outside. Owens with the ball. Back left side over to Brandon. Fakes right, moves to the baseline left side. Throws over the zone out to Caesar. Shots up. It's good. That'll be a 3-pointer. Caesar has 5, and LSU jumps out 7-1 over Kentucky.
That time LSU set a pick on the weak side, threw the ball over the top to a wide open Caesar. When the defense rotated, they ran right into the pick.
Travis Ford across the timeline for the Wildcats. Now goes to Prickett. Prickett, right side over to Ford. Ford back over to Rhodes. Dropped it, picked it up, pumps up a 3. It's no good. Riddick taps it in. Riddick on a follow has all 3 of Kentucky's points. It is 7-3 LSU. They get a run out down to Burns. Goes under and lays it in. Kentucky slow in getting back. That'll cost probably Prickett a little play in time, as McCarty will come off the bench. Travis Ford to Prickett. Left side over to Rhodes. Rhodes well outside the three-point arc now. Lays down the dribble, moves against Owens. Goes in, puts up the shot from 6, no good. Prickett, I'll make it Riddick on a tap, no good. And he was pushing off, going for the ball, and he's already drawn 2 fouls. So Kentucky getting in foul trouble as Riddick pushes off, going for the follow tap. He'll have 2 fouls and have to bring somebody else into the ball game. Maybe Brasso will come in now. Martinez is off the bench. He could come in. There's an official timeout.
Welcome back to the Pete Maravich Assembly Center as the LSU Tigers have come out with a lot of emotion and have jumped on top of the Kentucky Wildcats, leading now 9-3. We've got 15 minutes and 12 seconds to play here in the first half. Kentucky a little bit slow coming out of the huddle. Coach Pitino going over a lot of new instructions. He does have 3 new players in the lineup. Walter McCarty, Jeff Brasso, and Jamel Martinez, with Travis Ford staying in the lineup and Tony Delk. So he's got an entire new front line going into play. Scoring for the Tigers, Clarence Caesar has been the man so far. He has 5, a field goal and a 3-pointer. Jamie Brandon's hit 2 free throws, and Lanier Burns got a run-out layup. For Kentucky, it's been Andre Riddick with all 3 points, but he's got 2 fouls and now goes to the bench.
Kentucky has 4 fouls as a team. And Kentucky cannot be a real good ball club when you only get less than 5 minutes out of your starting center, Kyle.
No, and that really shows the weakness when Rodney Dent went down, losing those extra 5 fouls. Some of the shooting percentages for LSU, they're 3 out of 7, 43%, 1 of 2 from the line, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 of 2 from behind the free throw line. Kentucky 1 of 8 from the field.
And LSU coming with medium Kentucky pressure, having a little trouble with it. They get the ball back over to Owens, who races to front court now, tries to go to the left side. They trap him. He comes back out and says he will run it himself. Kentucky a 2-3 zone. Owens goes left side, Brandon, back out to Owens, flashes inside the paint, deals the ball off down low to Caesar, goes under, misses the shot, tapped away. Caesar's got it at the free throw line. Caesar back out to Owens. Owens starts around to the right side, sees nothing to go there to, so he turns around and comes back out. And over to the left side, over to Brandon again. Brandon back to Owens, inside top of the key, back over to Brandon, goes to baseline, 5-footer on the way, good. Brandon has it, and the Wildcats trail 11-3. Ford pushing it down the court. Out to McCarty. Open for a long 3. Good. Wrinkles the twine, and that's all. On the year, he is 11 out of 27 from three-point land. 11-6. Kentucky down by 5 points now. Brandon front court. Up against Martinez. Put it up. No good. Brandon on his own rebound. Starts back up. Blocked by McCarty. McCarty's got it. Out to Delk. Delk wanting to run. It'll be 4 on 3. Delk fakes right, goes left, goes underneath, and he walked with the basketball. Though they say it was a jump ball, but it'll go to LSU anyway. I thought he had traveled, but they say he was tied up and a jump ball.
Tony should have passed the ball that time. Walter McCarty was open down the middle, and that last basket by Walter is a good sign for the Wildcats because now the LSU defense will have to come out and try to guard the player out top. When Andre Riddick was in, he's no threat to score behind the three-point line.
On the inbounds pass, Brasso challenges it, knocks it back away. And now LSU will put it back in play down underneath their own goal, and Kentucky comes with full court pressure. It is into Brandon. Brandon being guarded by Delk, right-hand side over to Owens. Owens runs through a trap, front court left side over to Gibson. Gibson goes to the corner, comes back out, and gives the ball up to Owens. Owens now throws a baseball pass down underneath, a bullet. Shots up by Burns, partially blocked. Kentucky's got it. They trail 11-6. They have the ball front court. Ford down to Martinez, off the glass and in. This may be a better combination tonight for Kentucky. They close the gap from 8 down now to only 3 at 11-8. 13:32 to go in the first half of play. Caesar right side to Gibson. Back over to Caesar. Left-handed 3. It's good. Caesar has 8 points, and it's to a 14-8 LSU lead. Ford to McCarty. Left side over to Brasso. Back out to Martinez. Out straight away to Delk. Now to Brasso. Brasso looking in low. Gives it over to Delk. Back down to Martinez. Fall-away jumper, 6-footer, no good. Tapped in the air. Tapped again. Tapped again. LSU's got it. LSU coming back down to the right. Owens goes down low. Tries to throw the ball to Brandon over his head, out of bounds. LSU will get a change as Brandon Titus comes into the game. Out of Syracuse, California. He has played now in all 21 games this season for LSU.
Checking out will be Andre Owens, so the LSU really doesn't lose much side because Titus is 6'3".
They throw it to Delk on the right side. It is deflected by Brandon off the hands of Delk and out of bounds. So LSU gets it back. Also into the game is Roman Robachenko out of the Ukraine. One of the many foreign players that Dale Brown has brought in here. 14-8. LSU leads. 12 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the first half of play. Jeff Shepard on the sideline will come in shortly for Kentucky. Titus with the ball, running the point now for LSU. Dribbling left-handed, sliding to the left-hand side. Over to Gibson. Gibson coming out. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Titus. He goes right side, pulls up, looking for somebody. Looking. Coming out to get the ball is Gibson. Back over to Titus, right side. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Down to Caesar, puts up another 3 air ball. Left side, LSU's got it. Gibson up with it. Blocked by Martinez. McCarty pulls it out of the air. Gives it to Ford. Left side, Brasso up for the 3. On the way, no good. Long kicker. Brasso had the ball, knocked away from him. LSU's got it. Titus has it knocked from behind him on a back slap by Brasso. Out of bounds.
A good hustle by Jeff Brasso. Couldn't quite control it, but didn't give up and got the back slap to tip it out of bounds.
Kentucky wearing those new road uniforms, similar to the white ones they had the other night when they played Arkansas.
This is the first night they've had the road ones on, too. They didn't wear them the other day in Syracuse.
I think the jury's still out on those. They make us dizzy here on the sideline. It is into Gibson. Gibson inside, runs up against Brasso, and he charges him. Brasso sliding over, drawing the charge, and Gibson draws his second foul. That'll be 3 fouls on LSU. And Kentucky will take possession of the ball with 12:04 left in the half and trailing it by 6. Gibson will come out of the ball game as Ron Henderson. He's an outstanding freshman out of Jackson, Mississippi, 6'5", averaging nearly 16 points a ball game.
Player, a lot of athletic ability, great jumper, and Owens moves back now to the point guard spot, so Henderson will slide to the wing.
Kentucky with a couple of freshman guards, Epps and Shepard in. Epps with the ball at the moment. Straight away over to McCarty. Around to the right side to Brasso. Down low to Martinez. Spins, turns, starts up, knocks it away from him. Robochenko, picked up by Robochenko to Brandon. Front court up off the glass, no good. And Robochenko on the rebound, fouled by McCarty from behind. McCarty draws number 1 for Kentucky, number 5. It'll be out of bounds to LSU. But before we take that, we'll take a timeout. An official timeout with 11:40 to go in the first half. It is 14-8. LSU leads over Kentucky here in the Death Dome on the UK Basketball Network.
In what has been so far a low-scoring contest, the LSU Tigers lead the Kentucky Wildcats 14-8. We've got 11 minutes and 40 seconds to play here in the first half. One of the reasons it's been such a low-scoring contest is because the shooting percentage is so bad. For LSU, they're 5 out of 15. That's 33%. Kentucky only 3 out of 12, 25%. From the three-point line, LSU 2 out of 4, Kentucky 1 out of 4. Free throws, LSU has made both of theirs. Kentucky is 1 out of 2. Rebounding, Kentucky is down 3. LSU has a total of 10, Kentucky 7, and Kentucky's committed 6 turnovers and only forcing the Tigers into 4 so far here in the first half. 14-8, favor the Tigers.
It'll be the Tigers basketball out of bounds. Along with Kyle Macy, this is Ralph Hacker, our engineer. It's Mike Dotson, and our food consultant and engineer is Tom Devine, who's here tonight.
You know, Ralph, one reason Kentucky's gone through some consistency problems. You look on the lineup now, 2 freshmen, a sophomore that didn't play as a freshman, and some seniors.
Henderson gets the ball as they throw it inbounds. Long high pass back to him. Over to Owens. Owens guarded now by Epps as Kentucky's gone man-to-man. Goes around to the right-hand side. Down low to Henderson. Back down to Owens. Left-handed shot up. Good. Right side of the basket. Owens makes it a 16-8 game. Back to an 8-point lead. The second time LSU has had that. Martinez gets the ball from Epps and gives it right back to him as they get into the offensive court. The freshman Jeff Shepard around to freshman Anthony Epps. And now we got a pushing foul away from the basket. And it's going to be on Caesar, I think, for grabbing a hold of Martinez. He was throwing him an elbow, is what they signaled. Tim Higgins called it. And Clarence Caesar draws number 1. For LSU, their 4th foul. It'll be out of bounds to Kentucky, and they get a new shot clock on it. 16-8, the Tigers of LSU lead. It is into Martinez. Spots up for a 3. No good. Hit the back of the rim. On the rebound, LSU coming off with it. They clear to the outside of the Owens. Right side, Caesar drives the baseline up against Martinez. Throws it in the air. No good, but he was fouled by Martinez. He took Martinez under there, and I don't know how they could have called the foul when Martinez was standing straight up. Do you?
It looked like Caesar initiated the contact when he went up for the shot, but I guess the official decided that Jamel had not gotten to that spot on the floor soon enough. It was a little late coming over. Anthony Epps goes out as Travis Ford checks back in for the Wildcats.
11-4, and LSU can extend that lead out now. And Clarence Caesar, who's only a 51% free throw shooter, 21 out of 41, goes up to the free throw line for the Bayou Bengals. Caesar waiting for the basketball to be handed over to him. The shot is up and it is there. Caesar's also a fine defensive player. A few weeks ago, he moved into second place on the all-time steals list for the Southeastern Conference.
I don't know if you'd say he's a fine defensive player, but he is a gambler. He's got good quickness and goes for a lot of steals.
Well, the shot was up, no good. Brandon has the rebound. Back over to Caesar. Out straight away over to Owens. Owens now will set it up with LSU leading it by 9 points over Kentucky in the first half. Owens to the left-hand side. Goes over to Brandon. Brandon coming out, back to Owens. Owens around to the right-hand side. Caesar fakes, gets open, drives under, dishes the ball off down low. The shot is up, and it is good by Henderson. LSU moves out now 19-8 over the Wildcats. Lead by 11. McCarty, front court for Kentucky. A team that at the moment is in trouble. To Martinez, to Brasso, and now to Ford. Around to Brasso. Brasso looking to Martinez. Gets to the right side, starts and may his move down through the paint, and he's fouled. Little head fake, took the man out of position, and they caught up with him with just grabbing him. That foul is going to be on Lanier Burns. That'll be his second foul, fifth team foul against LSU. Brasso looking to put it in play from his own baseline. Still looking, gets it into Ford. Knocked down, but Ford takes it on the dribble. To McCarty, open for a three. Can he make it two in a row? Yes. McCarty has 6 points. He may be the hot-handed man for the Wildcats tonight. He hasn't had a big scoring night since the Ole Miss game in Freedom Hall. 19-11, Kentucky down by 8 points. Caesar left side over to Brandon. 26 seconds on their shot clock. Out straight away over to Owens. Left side Brandon. Back to Owens. Owens inside the paint. Throws it back over to Henderson, who chases it down after dropping it. He gives it back to Owens. Now to Henderson. Around the horn to Brandon. Goes down to the baseline. Cut off. Comes back out on the dribble. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Over to Henderson. Right-hand side. To Owens. Down low to Caesar. Turnaround shot from 8. In and out. No good. Kentucky's got the rebound. McCarty pulled it down. Out to Travis Ford. Little T across the timeline to McCarty. Up for the three. No good. Shot it too much in a hurry. Off for the rebound. Martinez back up and in with it. Martinez has 4 points. It is 19-13. Kentucky back within 6. Their pressure isn't working a lot yet, but that time it does as they force Owens into a traveling violation.
And LSU looks a little bit tired out on the floor. A lot of their players, Caesar, Owens in particular, really breathing hard. Kentucky once again goes to substitution. Tony Delk checks in for Jeff Shepard.
So the starting guards are back in there, and Ford and Delk. You have Martinez in along with McCarty and Brasso. Travis Ford on the dribble around to the right side to Delk. Delk fakes his man out of position, comes out straight away, gives it to McCarty on the dribble inside the paint. Took about 4 steps. He walked.
Yeah, not real good execution, Ralph, but he did the right thing in trying to go to the basket. Walter is very active out on the floor, so just needs to control the dribble a little bit better.
LSU gets it back leading by 6 at 19-13. 9:14 to go in the first half of play here in the Deaf Dome. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Brandon over to Caesar. Caesar across the timeline. Caesar pulls up, deals it off down low. We got a foul on McCarty for pushing. I think it was McCarty. Let's wait and see. But whoever it's on, it'll put him at the line for one of the bonus. Our view was blocked from if it was somebody other than him.
I think they may have called that one on Tony Delk.
He was from the backside. McCarty went across the front of him. So Delk will get number 1. And at the line, LSU's Lanier Burns will step. He's 64% shooter. LSU leading it by 6. Burns at the free throw line. Kentucky's had 2 free throws. They hit 1, missed 1. Gave them their only lead of the game at 1-0. Burns shot is up, no good. Brandon pushes off, going for the rebound. Brandon was blocked out, and he draws his first foul. That'll be 6 fouls against LSU, so the next time they commit one, we'll put Kentucky to the line for one of the bonus. Brandon to Ford. Ford coming across the timeline. Runs right up against Owens. Left side, Delk turns, shoots over Brandon. No good, well off the mark. McCarty took the rebound away from Burns. Out to Brasso, to Ford, and out to Martinez. Down low to McCarty. He wants the shot, turns, lays it up, no good. Just came out of there. And Caesar on the rebound. Caesar up front to Owens. Right side, Henderson puts up a 3, good. Henderson has his first 3 of the night. It's 22-13. Here's Martinez to McCarty. To Brasso, left corner over to Ford. They got Owens on him. He comes out high. Swings it out straight away to Delk. Now to McCarty. Round toward the left side. Now to Brasso. Brasso checks low. Goes to Delk. Drive. Pulls up. Deals it to McCarty. Up and in with it. McCarty really, I think, playing well here in the early part of the game. 22-15. Kentucky down by 7. 8:05 to go. Kentucky has them in a trap. They get out of it. Going over to Caesar. Caesar back in a trap. Looking for help. Goes front court over to Owen. Hey, to Brandon. Right side. Down to Henderson. Spots for a three. Good. He's hit 2 in a row. Same spot. Henderson has 8. Ford front court for the Wildcats, who trail. Out to Brasso. McCarty down low to Martinez, who turns and put it in. Good smart play. It is 25-17. Owens running between Kentucky players. Back to Henderson. Same spot, same time, same station. He got it. He gets 11 on 3 threes. 28-17. He is burning the net off. 28-17. LSU. 4 to Martinez. Back out to Ford. Back to Martinez straight away. It's good. Kentucky gets 2s. LSU gets 3s. And LSU leads it 28-19. On the inbounds pass, it is knocked away. Kentucky's going to get it back. But we'll have a timeout. 7 minutes, 12 seconds to go. We'll be right back to the action here in Baton Rouge with LSU leading at 28-19 over Kentucky in just a minute.
Well, offensively, Kentucky has gone on a run with a lineup of Brasso, Martinez, McCarty, Delk, and Ford. But the problem has been they have not located Ronnie Henderson, who's been hiding down deep in the corner. He's hit 3 in a row from behind the three-point line. The Cats now trail 28-19 with 7 minutes and 12 seconds to play here in the first half. Shooting percentages for LSU, they're 10 out of 21, 47%. Kentucky 8 out of 21, 38%. 5 out of 7 from behind the three-point line for LSU. As we said, Ron Henderson's been the main culprit there. Kentucky 2 out of 8 from behind the three-point line. Rebounding, Kentucky again trails by 3, 13-10. As the Wildcats starting to get some offensive punch, but need to do a little bit better job of recognizing on the defensive end. Coach Pitino has now made some substitutions as some of the Wildcats have gotten tired, called for a break. Jeff Shepard will be in the backcourt with Travis Ford, and Roderick Rhodes will be at the forward spot with Walter McCarty, and Jamel Martinez stays in the middle.
LSU still has Henderson and Titus. They have Robochinsky into the game. Caesar is still in the basketball game for the Bayou Bengals, and we're ready to go back to action. Brandon also in. That's the quintet now for LSU. Ford with the ball. Down to Shepard. Back over to Ford. Pumps the 3. Doesn't take it. Down low to Martinez. Off the glass and in. Martinez has double figures. And it's 28-21. Kentucky to within 7. Brandon inbounds with the ball. Runs against Shepard front court. Out to Titus. Titus the point guard now. Titus left-hand side over to Brandon. Back over to Titus straight away. Kentucky back to a 2-3 zone. Down to the corner to Henderson. Back out straight away. Round to the right side, Titus. Titus comes out. Back straight away to Brandon. Brandon looking down to the left side to Henderson, but comes to the near side over to Titus. Titus back over to Henderson. Or to Brandon. Brandon to Henderson. Henderson goes low. Dishes the ball off to Robochinsky, who goes under and puts it in. Good ball movement by LSU as they make it 30-21. 6:22 to go in the first half. Forward to McCarty. McCarty back over to Ford. Ford goes all the way under. Throws it up on the run. No good. And Robochinsky comes off with a rebound. Robochinsky gives the ball up over to Titus. Titus coming back now. The Wildcats trailing by 9. They trail by 11. Right side, Caesar puts a shot up. It's no good on a three-point try. McCarty blocking out Robochinsky, gets the rebound. To Ford. Baseball pass to Martinez. Turnaround shot good, and Martinez is on fire. He has 12. It is 30-23, and I like the way Jamel Martinez is playing in the first half.
Really playing very well. Feels like he's going to make the shot every time he shoots it, so he's looking at the basket. You said he has 12 first half points.
Another upset tonight. Villanova has beaten number 3 Connecticut 64-63. Second upset of the night. Number 12 Massachusetts beaten at St. Joseph's 81-80 earlier this evening. Long pass front court down to Gibson, cut off by the freshman Shepard on the outside. Gives the ball back to Titus. Titus straight away. Right side Henderson. Down to Caesar. Makes his move. Runs along into Martinez. And they say Martinez did not get over there, and he commits his second foul.
That call really could have gone either way. I think what happens, Jamel put his hands down. If he had gotten them up above his shoulders, the referee probably would have given him the charge call.
Billy Donovan, who's being rumored for 3 jobs, the number 1 assistant to Coach Rick Pitino, signals down to the head man that You have 2 fouls on Martinez, so they're going to bring Prickett off, and he'll come in there to replace him. Caesar is at the line. Caesar's shot is up, good. He now has double figures. LSU already has 2 people in the game with double sets. Ron Henderson with 11, Caesar with 10. So 21 of the 31 points belong to those 2 guys. Prickett is now out of the ball game. Martinez is on the bench. The shot is on the way. It is good as he now has 11, and LSU leads at 32-23. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Travis Ford, left side, over to Rhodes. Rhodes now gives it to McCarty, who comes out to get it. Robachinsky's guarding him. To Prickett. Prickett now comes out, and we got a holding foul against LSU. And the foul is going to be on number 25. That'll be Titus. And Kentucky will go to the line for 1+1. Rod Rhodes should be the man stepping up there, I think, for Kentucky. Rhodes hitting 78% from the free throw line this year.
He's gotten a lot of attempts from the line. He's 106 out of 135 attempts.
Rod puts it in the air. It's no good. Rod has been a good free throw shooting year for the Wildcats. LSU with it. Titus off of the ball. Comes to front court, gives to Gibson. Back over to Titus. Titus, left-hand side. Goes down to Caesar. Caesar goes under, throws it up in the air, and he got it. How he got it away, I don't know, but he gets 13, and LSU leads by 11 again. McCarty to Prickett. Prickett being hawked at by Caesar. Over to Rhodes. Down low to McCarty. Goes in to get Robachinsky and puts it in. McCarty has 10 points, and Kentucky has 2 players who have counted for 22 of their 25 points. Only 3 Kentuckians have scored here in this game. Caesar with it. Front court up against Travis Ford. Pulls up, goes to Henderson, puts up a 3. He's got 4 in a row. 37-25. LSU giving Kentucky a taste of its own medicine to 3. McCarty over to Rhodes. Rhodes used up his dribble, throws it back out to Ford. Travis Ford. Straight away, left-hand side now, goes over to Shepard. Shepard to Rhodes, straight away, out deep. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Now to Prickett, LSU playing man-to-man. It is to Prickett, now to McCarty, 3's on the way, no good. Caesar on the rebound for LSU, he's doing everything. Caesar bringing it down the court. Caesar changing hands with the dribble. Right side, Henderson, it's up, no good for 3. He finally missed 1. Shepard has the rebound. Shepard running it out now, over to Rhodes. Rhodes at the right wing. 3:59 to go in the first half of play. Kentucky trails it by 12. Jared Prickett over to McCarty. McCarty at the right side. Down low. Gives it into Rhodes. Knocked away from him. Stripped of the ball by Caesar. On the outside, he gives the ball up. Over to Titus. Titus front court. Down low, LSU moves underneath. Robachinsky puts the shot up. Blocked out of bounds by Shepard. There's time out of the fourth. 3 minutes, 41 seconds to go. The Tigers continue to lead 37-25 over the University of Kentucky.
Kentucky trails 37-25, 3:41 to play here in the first half. As Ralph told you right before the break, the points for the Wildcats have come from basically 2 people. Walter McCarty with 10, Jamel Martinez with 12. The Kentucky Wildcats only have 25. Those other 3 came from Andre Riddick. For LSU, Caesar has 11, Brandon 4, and then 3 players with 2 each. The problem's been Kentucky is not recognizing where the shooters are for LSU. Ronnie Henderson has 14 points for those 3-pointers, and they've kind of got lost, let him get lost on the offensive end, hadn't recognized where he is, and also Clarence Caesar. They let him get some open looks at the basket early, and he's a streak shooter. If he gets the first couple to go down, it could be a long night for the Wildcats.
Henderson is an outstanding freshman basketball player. And he can fill up the net for you. He's done it several times this year. He's averaging 15.7. He is the 2nd highest scorer for LSU on the season average. The Tigers putting the ball in play to Henderson. Again, the 3's up. It's good. Get him 17 points, 6 out of 7, and make it 5 out of 7 from 3-point land. Ford with the ball. Ford over to Shepard. It is 40-25. LSU by 15. Shepard on a running jumper, in and out, no good. And Burns has the rebound. Burns coming across the mid-stripe. Goes right side, Caesar. LSU is on hot here, on fire in their home court gymnasium. Down to Burns, goes under, puts it up, no good. Has his own rebound, puts it back up. McCarty blocks it. Into the hands of Ford. Ford now for the Wildcats front court. Left side over to Rhodes. Looks low down to McCarty. Out to Shepard. Shepard going inside. Kicking it back over to Rhodes. Up for a 3. No good. Big kicker. LSU's got the basketball. It is Henderson. Henderson left-hand side. Deals it off over to Burns. Straight away to Caesar. The shot is up. Good! Caesar 16, Henderson 17. LSU leads at 43-25. 18-point lead over Kentucky. Rhodes for three, no good. And the rebound comes off to LSU again. LSU in a shootout with Kentucky and winning the match. To Brandon, to Henderson for a three. Yes! 46-25, 2:20 to go. LSU leads it by 21. They're killing Kentucky from three-point land. To Prickett underneath, and he stops the bleeding for just a moment as he gets it two. His first two of the ball game. Here's Brandon front court. Brandon up against McCarty, and he walked before he got there. Turning it over to Kentucky in backcourt with 2:04 to go.
Well, one thing an experienced ball club, a smart ball club will do is know where the shooters are on your opponents, know who they are first of all, and then know where they are when they come on the floor. Ronnie Henderson, he's got 20 points, and almost all of those have come down here on the right-hand corner. If nothing else, just have someone stand there to guard him.
He has 6 3-pointers. Ford to the ball, puts up a three of his own. Yes! Travis Ford finally hits one. Finally took one. 46-30. A minute 50 seconds to go in the first half of play. Kentucky will have its work cut out for it in the second half. Gibson front court in a trap. Tries to get the ball to Brandon. Knocked away. They say that Gibson touched it last. Good defense by Kentucky as they trapped him at midcourt.
It's a start, Ralph, something maybe to try to build on, but it's, like you said, a long way back, 16 down.
LSU has done it by knocking the threes down. Ford with it. Puts up a long three. This one is no good. Off to the right. Knocked in the air. Loose. LSU has got it. Owens with it. Owens running front court now. Pulls up with a minute 28 left in the first half. He says to his ball club, settle down. Kentucky trying to guard him man-to-man. Right side to Henderson. They're paying more attention to him now. To Brandon. Deflected. Picked up by Gibson. Gibson of LSU comes out straight away. For the Tigers, he slides to the right now. Still on the move. Slides down to the right wing. Comes out straight away over to Owens. Owens being guarded by Rhodes. Takes him to the right side. Pulls up in front of McCarty. Deals the ball off at Ford there to pick it out of the air. Travis Ford coming back for Kentucky with 32 seconds on the shot clock. 58 for the first half. Shot by Rhodes from three. Bounces over top of the backboard. Hits the shot clock, goes out of bounds.
That's Rod Rhodes' third attempt from behind the three-point line, and has not gotten one to go. He may want to think about taking it on in, getting a little bit closer to the basket, get one to go, and then start working your way back out.
Kentucky coming with pressure with 55 seconds left in the half. 46-30, they trail. Long pass up court over to Brandon. Brandon just turns it back out now, and they'll slow it down, I think, for just a little bit. Over to Henderson. Henderson with it. 46-30, 40 seconds to go. Using a little bit more time this trip down court. Now out to Brandon. We're in the first half of play, and now we have got a whistle. We got one in the bonus. Somebody pushed off, and was it Robachinsky?
Yeah, so you moving pick that time against Roderick Rhodes.
Robachinsky draws number one, and now it's a 1-and-1 for the Wildcats on the other end. Rod Rhodes at the line, where he was there for this situation a few minutes ago, Kyle Macy, and he missed the front end of it.
Kentucky has not been to the line much tonight here. In fact, they only have him for 3 attempts from the free throw line, but when you rely on the outside shot and they're not falling, then you're not going to get fouled that many times.
Rod Rhodes at the line for Kentucky. Coming into the game, he had hit 106 of 135, so now add one more to that and make it 136. The shot is up in the air, and it's good. It rattled, but it stayed. And that is the first point for Rod Rhodes, who's averaging 14.3, Kentucky's second leading scorer. The leading scorer on the year, Delk, is scoreless. The shot is up and no good by Rhodes. 46-31. It appears sometimes that Kentucky's players, besides Travis Ford and Harrison and Brasso, just go up there and shoot the basketball from the free throw line to get it over with. 21 seconds to go in this first half. LSU leads it by 15. Caesar with it, and we've got a whistle again, and Tim Higgins has blown it off, and his back is to us. We can't say what he's saying.
Well, McCarty and Henderson got kind of locked up as a pick that time. McCarty trying to get through the pick, and the official stopped, talked to both players, tell them we're going to keep an eye on you.
So now, with the shot clock off, 16 seconds to go in the half, LSU will try to be putting it back in play again, and Rhodes has just pushed Henderson.
Well, he missed that call because Caesar had given him an illegal pick, had moved on the pick, and it caused Roderick Rhodes to fall into Henderson.
Well, he was stumbling and almost pushed him out of bounds when he did it, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he pushed him, but it was because Caesar had moved on the pick and tripped him.
And Henderson, who has hit 41 out of 58 from the free throw line this year for 71%, goes up to the line. 1 and a bonus. For Kentucky, their 9th foul of the half. LSU has committed 8. Henderson puts a shot in the air. It is good. Wastes no time and gets 21 points. Well, Macy, it'll take the kind of comeback that you led Kentucky to in 1980 to come back on this basketball game.
A long time ago, Ralph.
But you did it. The shot is up. It is there. Henderson gets 22. It is 48-31. LSU leading by 17. They led by as many as 21. 10 seconds to go in the half. Travis Ford across the timeline. 6 seconds. Down to 5 to Delk. 4 seconds. 3 to McCarty. Coming out 1. He drives in. Puts the shot up in the air. And we have a blocking foul. A foul will be on Titus Brandon, his second. And Walter McCarty will go to the line. Jim Burr made the call. Dale Brown and Johnny Jones challenge him on it. And Johnny's the #1 assistant for Dale. And he reaches out and grabs Johnny and pulls him back. Johnny played for him down here.
I'm not real sure that Walter knew how much time was on the clock. He was going to the basket. Lucky really to get the call because I don't think he got the shot in the air before the clock had expired.
Well, they all pull away now because there's no time at all on the clock. 0-0-0. Walter McCarty, out where no man is an island, stands there and gets ready to put it in the air. 2 tries, the first of which no good. Again, he'll grab the basketball, and he's only a 47% free throw shooter. Let's see if he takes any time at all right now. As Coach Pitino just goes on into the dressing room. The shot is up. It is good. Coach Pitino will have something on the board when they arrive, and he'll try to get things settled down for these Wildcats here in the second half as Joe Dean, the athletics director, comes out of the stands and shakes the hand of Dale Brown before he goes to the dressing room and says, nice job. 48-32, LSU leading over Kentucky by 16 points here at halftime. Kyle Macy will tell you how it all happened in just a minute on the UK Basketball Network.
Welcome back to the Pete Maravich Assembly Center here on the campus of LSU. Let's take you back to the first half action replay, how we got to where we are now, 48-32 at halftime. LSU up over Kentucky. Kentucky, Martinez hit a 5-footer at the 7-minute mark to cut it to 28-21. And then McCarty got a lay-in at the 4:58 mark to make the score 34-25 in favor of the Tigers. But LSU went on another run, this time a 12-0 run behind 4 3-pointers. Henderson mainly the one doing the damage. He got 3 of those, and Caesar got 1, giving LSU their largest lead of the half at 46-25. Kentucky countered right back, though, starting at the 2-minute and 12-second mark when they went on a 6-0 run of their own, and that was their largest run of the first half, cutting the lead down to 46-31. But then Henderson free throws and then a McCarty free throw with no time left on the clock at the end of the first half got us to the score at halftime, 48-32 in favor of the LSU Tigers. A couple of first half notes. Kentucky made only 3 3-pointers. They were 3 out of 14 from behind the 3-point line. That's 21%, while LSU was 9 out of 13. That's 69% from behind the 3-point line. From the field, LSU was 16 out of 32, 50%. Kentucky 13 out of 33, only 39%. And free throws, LSU 7 out of 9, Kentucky 3 out of 7. Rebounding totals, the Tigers with a big advantage on the boards, 24-13. And turnovers, Kentucky has forced LSU into 2 more turnovers at 10-8. So it's 48-32 at halftime. We'll take a break and be back with more on the UK Basketball Network. 48-32. Wildcats have to do a little bit better job recognizing the shooters for the LSU Tigers and somehow getting this offense jump-started. 32 points and a half when you're trying to shoot a lot of threes is not a good sign.
New starters for the Wildcats, Brasso and McCarty, along with Ford, Delk, and Riddick into the lineup. Riddick has 2 fouls on him. Kentucky with the ball inbounds. Over to Tony Delk on the right side. They bump him going through there, and he's flattened. And a foul on Lanier Burns. That'll be 3 on him. They treated him like a round pinball going through that machine. They batted him back and forth, playing one off the other, and Lanier Burns draws number 1. It'll be out of bounds to Kentucky. Brasso on the inbounds line, looking to put it in play, gets it into Travis Ford, right side. Out to Delk straight away, puts up a 3, it's in and stays. Thought he was coming out. He has his first basket of the night And on the inbounds play, knocked away by Brasso out of Owens' hands, out of bounds. Kentucky scores first here in the second half. 48-35. We played 15 seconds. Kentucky with a long way to dig itself out here. Caesar with the ball. Kentucky pressuring. Goes wildly. Front court over to Burns. Burns back out to Owens. Owens on the dribble now. Comes out. Goes left side to Brandon. He's open. Goes under. Puts it in the air. Good. Brandon has 6. Brasso got caught out of position. They come back with a 2. Travis Ford front court trailing 50-35. Out to Brasso. Down low into Riddick. Riddick turns. Puts a shot up straight away. Good. Took it inside. Scores right in the face of Caesar. Riddick has 5. Kentucky has them in a trap at midcourt. They're in their offensive end, though. Throw over to Brandon. Brandon is cut off now by Riddick. Comes out back high over to Owens. Owens around to the right side. Down low to Brandon. Turns around and goes up against Delk. And he was fouled. It's going to be on Tony Delk, his second foul. And at the line, LSU will step. It'll be Henderson who goes up there.
Kentucky coming out in a little bit of a diamond press, three-quarter court, kind of a 1-3-1, trying to get something going here.
Henderson, 2 of 2 at the free throw line, makes this one. As Henderson gets his 23rd point. What a first half he had. 7 out of 8 from the field, 6 of 7 from three-point land, and 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. It's up and it is good. That's 24 for him, and it's back to a 52-37 ball game. Ford was slipped down or was knocked down, but no whistle. He just gets back up as they throw the ball inbounds to him. Travis across the timeline, runs left side. Goes over to Brasso. Brasso now pulls it up, goes over to Travis. Travis coming out, looking on the inside to pass it. Gives it to Brasso, right side. Down low to Riddick, overthrows him out of bounds. I thought he was a good pass.
Yeah, he threw it away from the defender, which you're supposed to do if you're the offensive player. Andre just not quite ready for it.
And Riddick's going to come out of the ball game. We were sitting here with a great angle at that. You could just see Andre's eyes. He reached up for the ball, then pulled his hand down very quickly. Turnover for the Wildcats. That in the turnover department for them is their 14th of the ball game. 52-37, LSU leads. Coming by the trap at midcourt. Goes over to Brandon. Back over to Caesar. Kentucky man-to-man. They come straight away to Owens. Owens around to the right-hand side. Over to Caesar. He also was red hot in the first half. Pumps up a two-point try. Good! Clarence Caesar has 18 points. Kentucky rushing to front court. Brasso with it. Kentucky trails at 17. Tony Delk out to Martinez. Martinez looking around, giving in the middle of Brasso. Brasso having to fight to get possession of the ball. Back to Ford. Open for a three. No good. Caesar on the rebound for LSU. There's a long pass out. LSU has got it. Down to the corner. Henderson puts it up. No good off the glass. He forced that one up. Kentucky with a rebound. Ford with it. To Brasso for the three. It's no good. On the rebound, Caesar. Kentucky can't buy a three with any consistency. They've had 1 out of 3 in this half of play. 54-47. They're being outshot 48 percentage points from three-point land by LSU. A team that this year, coming to this game, had hit 31% of its threes. Caesar with it. He puts up a three. It's good. It makes no difference what you do on the season. It's what you do tonight. And LSU hits this one to go 57-37 over the Wildcats. 17:22 to go, and Kentucky calls a timeout.
Kentucky Wildcats definitely struggling. They're down now 20 points, 57-37. Dale Brown out almost a half court to meet his team and encourage them as they came out to the timeout. Coach Pitino on the other end down in front of his squad as they're sitting on chairs at the sideline. And really pretty controlled from what you might think, being down 20. But Ralph, we talked about this, not really that big of a crowd, but Kentucky has really let them get into the ballgame.
Indeed they have. Jimmy Hawthorne, the longtime play-by-play man here at LSU, told me at the break, at halftime, that last night on the radio show during breaks, he told Dale Brown, he said, Coach, your coaching the other night at Auburn was probably the worst I've ever seen. You sat there like a zombie, didn't make any moves to let LSU win the ball game. You have got to think more about what's going on out there, rip off your coat, and get with it. He said Dale looked at him at the end of the show, and he says, Jimmy, I will do that tomorrow night. And early on, he ripped off the coat, and I don't know, as I've seen Dale Brown this fired up in many a year.
He had the coat off before the game even started, so I just kind of trying to respond, I guess, to that. Probably caught him off guard when the play-by-play guy says that on the radio. 57-57 is your 57-37 is your score here. LSU
is leading over Kentucky.
LSU has used some different defenses. One in particular looks like they're chasing the 3 perimeter players for Kentucky, and Burns and Caesar are just kind of zoning down low, kind of a 3 and 2, if you will, for no better term. You hear of a box and 1 or a triangle and 2, but this really is a 3 perimeter and 2 inside.
And now Travis Ford brings it across the stripe, gets it over to McCarty, inside to Dilk, and he's pushed from behind by Brandon. Brandon draws his second foul, team second foul. Kentucky will get it out of play. The Cats have committed 1 team foul here in the second half. Kentucky has it along their own baseline. Jeff Brasso looking to put it in play. Gets it in over in the corner over to McCarty. And now to Delk. Delk makes his move, pulls up, deals it off down low. They can't handle it. It's kicked around. Brasso's going to get it. Rolls it over to Travis Ford. Knocked away. LSU on a save to Caesar. Caesar, right side Owens, goes under. He's fouled by Ford on an intentional foul. They called it an intentional foul, and Travis Ford goes to the bench.
Yeah, probably was a good call, Ralph. Travis, I think, was a little frustrated because when he thought he had the ball after Jeff Brasso dove and hit it over to him, the LSU player, Caesar, I believe it was, kind of took his feet out from under him, and there was no call. So that frustration and that being down 20 points kind of built up. Travis will come out. Anthony Epps checks in.
Owens at the line. It's good. You said in your Macy's department that Kentucky had to do a lot of things to win this ball game, or it'd be a long ride home. They've done very few things right tonight. That's 4 for Owens, and now LSU gets the ball out of bounds, and Travis Ford gets to watch it from the sidelines.
You know, Dale Brown was politicking before these games about how he still thinks his team might get in the NCAA tournament.
It is Henderson getting it in deep. Rose right side against Rhodes, takes him to the baseline. Goes back out of a trap to Burns. Straight away Owens. Left side Brandon puts it up. Good as he falls down for 3. 62-37 LSU taking Kentucky and blowing them out of here. Rhodes putting up a 12-footer. No good. It goes out of bounds. Off the leg of Prickett. And Coach Patino signals for his second timeout. And we have played 3 minutes, 21 seconds. Second half. And 4. The third out of 4 consecutive ball games. Kentucky is opening very, very poorly in the second half of play.
You remember the last time the Kentucky Wildcats were down 25 points? Well, they are right now. We've still got 16 minutes and 39 seconds to play. 62-37. Coach Patino calls another quick timeout, but more so, I think, just to try to teach and get ready for things down the road because it doesn't get any easier.
LSU's hitting 68%, almost 69% from three-point land, 11 out of 16. Kentucky 22%, 4 out of 18. For the game, the Cats are 39%, LSU almost 53%. LSU winning almost every statistical category, 11 of 13 from the free throw line, 3 out of 7 from the free throw line for the Wildcats. LSU has 27 rebounds, Kentucky has 14. Each team has 10 turnovers. LSU to get ready to put the basketball in play. Caesar, who's played a whale of a game, gets it in play into Owens. Owens against Rose, where he stepped out of bounds. Tim did not call it here, right in front of us. They get it over to Brandon. He had half of a Nike they wear sticking up. Those are Converse, aren't they? Yeah, with Joe Dean there, they had to be Converse. It's the Henderson. Around to the right-hand side. Goes down low to Caesar. Goes under. Throws it up and in. They lead by 27. And he charged. Did they count it? Basket counts. Caesar charged after he put the basketball up and in. He gets 23 points. 27-point lead for LSU.
Actually, those shoes are Reeboks.
Okay.
It's kind of surprising because you said Joe Dean worked so long with Converse. But when he took over the athletic director's job, he departed from the company.
Epps starts out for the Wildcats. Goes over to McCarty. Right side down to Prickett. Taken away from him by Caesar. Out to Owens. Owens across the timeline. Around to the right-hand side over to Henderson. Henderson gives the ball up down low to Caesar. Fall-away jumpers in the air. Good. Well, when the game deteriorates to where we've got to start talking about the shoes they're wearing, things are bad, right? 66-37. You determine how bad it is. Kentucky's on the short end of it. Tony Delk has it knocked away from him, and it goes out of bounds. Burns is the guy who knocked it away. Rhodes will be the man who puts it in play. It is into McCarty. Out to Delk. Delk has it taken away. LSU has got it. It is Henderson, front court, lays it in. 26, and what a long night it has been for Kentucky. Left side to Rhodes. Rhodes backing in, throws it to Delk. Delk to the free throw line, deals it back down to Prickett, knocked away, kicked out of bounds by LSU's Caesar. LSU is on an 18-0 run. The biggest run Kentucky has been on all night was 5-0. Ford's back in the game. Harrison is back in. Last time Kentucky scored was on a Riddick turnaround jumper with 19:14 left in the second half of play. And it's 15-21. So it's been almost 4 minutes since Kentucky scored. Harrison with the ball. Right side to McCarty. McCarty holding it over his head. Back out now to Travis Ford. Ford giving it over to Prickett as Owens goes down with his knee hurting him. Into Rhodes, who goes for the basket. He's fouled. He'll go to the line for two as Caesar fouled him, and Owens is getting up limping. Owens was trying to play a little defense in there, twisted that left knee and fell down. Caesar draws his third foul. Well, Kyle, it's 68-37. Nothing is impossible. 15:07 to go, but the thing that has to be possible is for Kentucky to play better than they have been.
Yeah, and it starts on the defensive end. Sure, you've got to score points. Only 37 points so far in tonight's game as the first shot's up and in by Roderick Rhodes. But you've got to make some stops first and then get your offense going. But Kentucky really struggling on both ends of the floor.
Kentucky has two players in double figures. Neither are starters. Riddick leads all starters with 5 points. This next drive by Rhodes is up, and it's number 3 for him. LSU getting the ball in play. Throwing it to Brandon at midcourt. Brandon comes down the court, and he's tripped by Harrison. They got their feet tangled up is what happened. Harrison did not mean to trip him, but he did. And he draws number 1. For Kentucky, the third foul here in the second half of play.
The other thing, Ralph, too, LSU is the type of team that they will take some bad shots, so you just want to keep after them. We still have 15 minutes to play, a lot of time, especially with that close three-point line, so you can just hang in there. Don't give up yet.
And even 15 minutes to go. Kentucky only has one timeout left. LSU has all 3 of theirs for this half. There'll be one television timeout coming, but that's a long way down the road. It is into Brandon. Brandon gets by Harrison, goes up. It's pinned against the backboard by McCarty. Brandon got it back, starts up, and it's knocked away out of bounds by Riddick. McCarty pinned that thing on the glass. Thought he was just going to bring it down with him.
That's not the defensive pressure Kentucky's looking for, as Brandon went hard to the basket and almost got the dunk without the exceptional play by Walter McCarty.
It is Caesar with the ball in bounds to Titus. Back out to Henderson. Henderson puts up a long 3. No good. Riddick on the boards. Brings it off. Gives it to Ford. Ford running. Ford starts down across the timeline, and we got a whistle away from the basketball. I think Titus is the man who was holding on to Rhodes. And he starts out still mouthing off at Jim Byrd. Caesar reaches out and pulls him back. Titus draws number 3. That is 5 team fouls, 5-3 in that department. LSU having the most. It is into Harrison off the glass, up and in with it. Harrison has only taken 7 shots this year. He just hit his second one. That makes it 68-41. 14 minutes, 30 seconds to go. LSU with the ball. They're in a trap. Knocked down by Kentucky, but Caesar picks it up. Goes down to Owen. Back out to Brandon. Knocked away. Harrison steals. Harrison wanting to play. Goes left side. Over to Ford. Pulls up for the shot. It's in and out. Riddick on the rebound. Back up good. Riddick has 7, and now Dale Brown is signaling he wants to use one of his timeouts. 68-43. Kentucky scores 4 unanswered points, and with 14:09 to go, Kentucky's putting a little fire in their own belly. We'll be right back to LSU in a minute on the UK Basketball Network.
The Wildcats have not given up yet after having been down by 31 at 68-37. They've made a little run here, going on a 6-0 run to cut the lead down to 68-43. Still down 25, a pretty good margin, but at least they're showing some signs of life. LSU shooting 53% from the field. Kentucky only 41 from behind the three-point line. LSU is 11 out of 17. Kentucky still can't buy one. 4 out of 19. The free throws, LSU 11 out of 13. Kentucky 5 of 9. And rebounding totals, LSU dominating the boards 28-16. Turnovers just about even. Kentucky has committed one more at 12-11.
It'll be out of bounds on the side, and LSU will be putting it in play. Tigers wearing those gold uniforms, white trim along with some lavender piping that comes down the side. LSU on the front with the number and the names on the back with the number. Jim Burr waiting for the official score on the other side to give him the signal, and we're ready to go back to action. 14 minutes, 9 seconds to go in this basketball game. Kentucky down by 25. Caesar in a trap, goes out of it to Henderson. Henderson pulls up for a three, good. They give him a 2. His foot was on the line, but he still has 28 points. 70-43. 6 out of 7 threes in the first half of this freshman. Is McCarty down low to Rhodes, spinning, turning, starting up off the glass. It rolls good. It will count, and he's fouled. He threw that ball up out of desperation after he was fouled by Lanier Burns. The 4th foul on starting centerman Lanier Burns, a senior out of Angie, Louisiana. At the line, Rod Rhodes, just now his first field goal of the night. 70-45.
And he's not been in foul trouble either, Ralph. He's not committed a foul tonight, so it's not like he's had to go to the bench and sit there quite a bit the first half.
He'll try to get 3 the old-fashioned way as the LSU partisans wave those pom-poms out of the end zone, and he does it. That's 6 for him. LSU's crowd quieted down a little bit now, and it's not a very, very big crowd, and some of them went home when the lead went up to 31. Here's Brandon down to the left side, over to Rubinski. He almost walked with the ball. Back out to Caesar. Out high to Owen, left side to Brandon. Shots away for 3, no good. Rebound taken by Rubinski back in the corner. He tries to throw the ball out, and we got a foul on Rhodes. Make it on Riddick. Both were down, and Riddick draws number 3.
Perfect example right there, Ralph. LSU will take some bad shots, some quick shots, but Kentucky has to get the rebound. They can't allow second and third attempts as they did that time.
4th foul in Kentucky in this half. It is into Brandon. Brandon being guarded man-to-man by Harrison. Out straight away to Henderson. Henderson against Rhodes. Takes him to the baseline. Pulls up, puts a jumper from 12. No good. Batted away. Brandon has the ball. Back under. Blocked by Riddick. Out of bounds. Last touch by Brandon. 70-46. Kentucky down by 14. 13 minutes. And make 14 is 24, isn't it? 13 minutes, 10 seconds to go. There's wishful thinking on our part. Travis Ford across the timeline. Ford comes out to Riddick. Riddick looks in the middle. Back over to McCarty. Over to Ford. Left wing. Out straight away Harrison. Right side McCarty. McCarty coming back over to Ford. Ford dribbles inside the free throw line. Gives it to McCarty. 12-footer good. Walter McCarty gets it for Kentucky. And McCarty has 13 points tonight. 70-48. 12:44 to go. And a holding foul on McCarty in backcourt. A little touch foul. And Caesar is the man that he was pushing. So McCarty then comes up with his 2nd foul. For Kentucky, that will be their 5th foul of this half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fouls. It's 6-5 in fouls for this half. Owens gets him around Ford, who now chases down and cuts him off at the corner. Then comes back out straight away. Owens looking. Robochenko comes out to help him. They got him in a trap out near the timeline, and he calls a timeout. Now, he called the timeout because Kentucky had him in a trap. Only 16 seconds to go. He could do nothing with the basketball. That was good defense. And now both teams only have 1 timeout remaining. 12:22 to go, Kyle.
And that was really the only time where you'll see the new rule with the 5-second count not coming into play, hurting the defense, because if Owens had kept his dribble alive, he could have dribbled out there the entire time, whereas before, good defensive pressure would have caused a jump ball. At the conclusion of today's game, we'll be selecting the Ashland Oil player of the game. And in that player's name, Ashland Oil will donate $100 to the Kentucky Special Olympics. Wildcats trail 70-48, 12:22 to go. LSU will have the ball out at half court as Andre Owens called the timeout when he got in a trap from the Kentucky Wildcats.
And it'll be LSU's ball out of bounds here at midcourt. Caesar will be putting the ball in play. 16 seconds on the shot clock. They keep waiting for the television folks to tell them when they may return to play. As Jim Burr's hand is in the air, still waiting for the signal to be given to them. Caesar looking, lobs the ball over into backcourt over to Owen. Travis Ford with him, stride for stride. He cuts back right, 12 seconds on the shot clock now. 10 seconds as he goes left side, pulls up, gets the ball over to Henderson, right side Caesar, fakes, moves in, back over to Henderson, puts up a three straight away. It'll be no good. And Robachenko pushes off. He pushes off McCarty and Harrison both, as he just took them both out of there. And Robachenko draws his second foul. That is the 7th team foul against LSU, so it'll be 1 and a bonus for the Wildcats. Kentucky would rather it be Harrison goes to the line, and it will be. Chris Harrison is an 83% free throw shooter, 5 out of 6 on the year.
Now, Chris has not been there many times, but as everyone knows, has the reputation of being a shooter.
He has 1 in the bonus coming to him now, so he's got to hit them all. The shot is up, and it's no good, in and out. And with Caesar on the rebound, he pushes off Rhodes, and he gets a foul. Caesar, playing out of control, draws his 4th foul. If Kentucky can just keep their composure, Kyle, they can get back in this ball game.
That's exactly right, because LSU, as we said, will take bad shots, make mistakes, but Kentucky's got to capitalize, whether it's making free throws when the clock's not running or just hitting those open shots.
Caesar's going to come out of the ball game. He was trying to hide as Dale Brown was sending in Sean Gibson to replace him. 4 fouls on him. It is into McCarty and now to Harrison. Harrison backing away. Throws a pass, bouncing it out to Travis Ford. Out of the left side of the lane to Rhodes. Inside, working, lays it off the glass and in. Rhodes has 8 points. And it's 70-50. Kentucky down by 20. They were down by 31 on the inbounds pass. It is knocked away by Rhodes. LSU is saying they get the basketball back, and they do. They'll get it out on the sideline in front of Coach Pitino.
Coach Pitino has now taken his jacket off as well.
And on the inbounds play, it was slapped by McCarty. Is that what the story was?
Yeah, what happened, Walter reached over the sideline, tried to slap it, so the official told him you got to give him some room, step back a little bit. You can't reach over and deflect the ball.
Walter has a long, long reach. It's right across from us over in the corner. LSU brings Titus out of the ball game, and should be bringing in to replace him, Kyle.
Now, Owens came in for Titus, but I think they're saying that Owens had gone out and has to sit out a play before he can come back in.
And now Titus is going to come back in. A little diversionary tactic, perhaps, for Dale Brown.
I'm not sure about that. Wouldn't put it past him.
They get it in play. Gibson getting it in to Brandon. Brandon against Harrison. Comes to the right side. Throws out of the trap over to Titus. They try to trap him. He goes to Henderson. Henderson back on this near side. Throws it wildly over to Gibson out of bounds. This is what we were saying. If Kentucky just plays its ball game, stays under control, they've got 11:39 to go. They're down 20 where they were down 31. They could get back in this thing.
They can. They just have to continue to concentrate, not have any relapses, let LSU go on another run. So every possession's important now.
Harrison with the ball for the Wildcats. Harrison pulls up for a three. It'll be good. He could be the hero of this night. That's 70-53. Somebody hit the ball, so they'll stop the clock in order to give it to LSU. Pick it up now. Gibson looking to put it in play to Brandon. He's got it there. Harrison on him one-on-one. Harrison tries to hurt him to the left side. He goes back to the right. Goes out of the trap to Gibson. Back over to Brandon. Brandon out of the trap. Front court. Throws the pass over to Owens. Owens with the basketball. Coming out. 11 to go. Owens back down to the left side. Brandon puts up a three. It's no good. The ball's knocked in the air. Brandon's got his own. Goes in, and he's fouled by Riddick. That'll be 4 on him.
So that, once again, Ralph, Kentucky does a good job making LSU take a quick shot. Brandon took the shot Kentucky wanted, but Walter McCarty ran past him instead of blocking him out and getting the rebound. So now Brandon goes to the line.
And with 4 fouls on Riddick, you'll have Delk and Martinez coming in. Yeah, nobody blocked out for Kentucky on that. You're exactly right. Brandon just went in unmolested to pick up the ball, and then Riddick got in front of him. Brandon at the line for 2 tries. As he was trying to muscle it back up. Brandon, the junior out of Chicago, takes plenty of time. He had 2 in the first half of play from the charity stripe. Puts this one in the air. It's good. That's 10. 71-53. Kentucky has been on a 16-3 run the last 14:04. Longest run of the night for Kentucky. Coach Pitino believes that basketball is a game of runs, and certainly his point is well proven nearly every night. The shot is up, and it is there by Brandon. And Brandon has 11. That's a 72-53. LSU pulls back out by 19. It is Martinez to McCarty. Set for a three. It's good. He has 3 of those tonight. McCarty with 16 points. Kentucky makes it 72-56. Here's Brandon running by Martinez. Runs all the way down, and Rhodes fouled him out of the court. Rhodes tried to catch up coming from the side, and it'll be 1 and a bonus as Rhodes commits his second foul of the night.
Well, one thing when you're trying to apply full court pressure, it will open up some areas, but the Kentucky defenders need to hustle back in that transition game and try to hurry down court, get set up in the defensive position. Not allow 3-on-1s or 3-on-2 breaks as that time LSU had.
Jamie Brandon at the free throw line, a 71% free throw shooter. One of 2 that LSU has on its ball club, shooting that well. Brandon takes plenty of time. The crowd growing very quiet here in the Death Dome. It's up and no good. Stepping in front of Martinez to get the rebound is Tony Delk. Delk gives it out to Ford. 72-56. Ford looking for the screen, comes around to the right side. Back over to Martinez, open for the 3. It's no good, in and out. Robachenko dropped the ball. Delk picked it up to McCarty, back up and in with it. McCarty's 18th point makes it 72-58. Kentucky now down by 14. 10:23 to go. LSU had to take it away, and we got a pushing foul here as
that cost Kentucky a layup, Ralph.
Yes, it did. What do we have? What did Jim Burr call? They just decked Travis Ford. And then they give the ball to LSU.
I didn't understand the sign language over there at the scorer's table. Unless he said Tony Delk was out of bounds when he deflected the ball away.
Could have been, but LSU gets it back. 29 seconds on the shot clock, and Travis really was shaken up. He's going out really woozy as Anthony Epps comes in to replace him.
It looks like he may have caught the finger in the eye. He's kind of batting his eyes like
I really think he caught a forearm or an elbow across the bridge of his nose the way he went down. It is into Owens. Owens starts to the left side. Down to Brandon. Puts up a shot for 2. No good. Brasso knocked it in the air. Knocked down. LSU got it. Breaks went their way. And going in between 2 people, Epps and Delk, there's a foul. And it'll be Anthony Epps who commits it. His first personal foul. We'll be right back to LSU in a minute on the UK Basketball Network. Harrison gets it for Kentucky. 72-58. Kentucky could tighten it up if they score this trip down. Here's McCarty. Go to Harrison. Open for the 3. On the way. Yes! Harrison has 8, and it's a 72-61 game. Kentucky has cut 20 points off of the LSU lead. Caesar front court. Right side. Henderson down to the corner. Henderson comes in, puts up a shot for 2. Good. About 18, make it 16 feet away as he hits it for his 30th point of the night. Kentucky coming back down, trailing at 74-61. Very much back in the game now at 9:27 left. Brasso with it, now over to Epps. Epps down to the corner, goes over to Harrison. Harrison seeks looking, out to Anthony Epps. Anthony Epps, a freshman out of Marion County, playing the point. To McCarty, a 3-point try, no good. On the rebound, Brandon. Brandon in front of Harrison, throws the ball across court over to Owen. LSU coming back down to the right. To Henderson, tries a 3, yes! 33 for him. 77-61, LSU's on a 5-0 run. Kentucky getting away. Brasso with it, going down court, going underneath and putting the ball up and in. And LSU comes up with a player lane. Owen is injured again, and did Dale Brown call another timeout? I don't think so, Mike.
No, he just went out to half court to try to stop play.
I saw that. Mike was signaling timeout, and I don't think it was there. Owens with it. Owens walking off the court. Brasso comes up with number 2. So it'll be out of bounds now to LSU, 77-63. Kentucky trails. Kentucky coming with full court pressure. Into Titus, back over to Caesar. They try to get over here, and Harrison fouls him. Not quite quick enough to get in there. And now Delk is going to come off the bench and replace Harrison.
You know, the NBA has a rule, Ralph, if a trainer has to come on the floor, if a coach does run out on the floor like that, it's a mandatory timeout, which may not be a bad rule for college to insert, because that time Dale Brown was out to about half court trying to stop the action. If he had gotten it stopped when he wanted to, Kentucky would have taken away that basket that Brasso got.
It would have. Caesar's at the line. (77-63). Kentucky down by 14. Caesar puts a try in the air. It is no good. Knocked up, and LSU gets the ball. Gibson with it in the corner. Back out, stolen by Brasso. Then he runs out of bounds, and he gets tangled up with a photographer.
Jeff always thinking, too, he had the ball in his possession, knew he was going to go out of bounds, so he tried to turn and call a quick timeout, but the official didn't give him the call.
In fairness to Frank Anderson, all my photographer friends, it was not a photographer, but a microphone handler for ESPN who was sitting on the sideline. Titus with the ball. Titus coming into his paint, kicks it back on the outside to Henderson, backing away, now gives the ball up to Titus, down to the corner to Caesar, fakes, moves in, puts the shot up against pressure, no good. Kentucky's McCarty had the rebound, he falls, and they called him for walking. Now things are starting to happen, the little things against Kentucky. They can't afford to happen with 8:30 to go and trailing it by 14 points.
That's exactly right. Each possession is so important that when you allow second shots or you make mistakes like that where Walter had possession of the ball, it just lost his balance.
Caesar with the ball. Caesar has it knocked away. He went back, picked it up over in backcourt after McCarty had hit it. He turns around and throws it to Burns, back in his offensive end. And now to Owens, down to the left-hand side. Goes to Brandon. Back out now to Henderson. Right-hand side to Caesar. Pulls up. Left-handed jumper. Good. Caesar has 27 points. Kentucky coming to front court. McCarty pulls up. Over to Brasso. Out of the corner for three. Yes. Brasso hits it for Kentucky. That makes it a 79-66 game. LSU now starting to play back on even terms with the Kentucky. It is Brandon front court. Goes in. Deals it back to Henderson. Open for the three. No good. McCarty with the rebound this time. Gives it up to Travis Ford. 7:46 to go. Still plenty of time. Over to Brasso. Open for the three. It's good. Brasso hit it for the Wildcats. He gets 8. And it's 79-69. Kentucky has now cut 21 points off of the LSU lead. Rhodes comes into the game replacing Delk. That moves Brasso to the off guard. It is in play for LSU. Into Owens. Back over now to Caesar. Front court to Brandon. Brandon all the way down. And we got a quick foul. It's going to be on the Wildcats. And I think it's going to be on Travis?
Travis Ford.
Travis Ford commits it. That'll be his third.
Jared Prickett checks in. Walter McCarty, who's really breathing hard, comes out, gets a break. Look for him to come right back in. Tony Delk back into the lineup as well. And Jeff Brasso is going to come out. Jeff's parents here to the game tonight. Only about, what did we say, 6-7 hours from Houston?
Brandon is at the line. That will be the 10th foul against Kentucky this half, so he has 2 tries coming to him. Brandon has had 11 points. Brandon, deep knee bends. Goes in that freeze position. Cocks the arm, puts it up. Good. 2 players have killed Kentucky. Clarence Caesar with 27 and Ron Henderson with 33. Brandon with 1 more try. Kentucky has 2 players with double figures, both non-starters, McCarty and Martinez. And Martinez has not scored in this half. The shot is up by Brandon. Good. So Brandon has 12, and LSU moves back out by 12. 81-69, 7:25 to go. Travis Ford of the Wildcats around to the right side to Delk. Delk moves to the baseline, tries to go in the air, throws it wildly, but Rhodes chases down to the corner, making a move, turns, goes under, puts it up, no good, and he fouled. A charging foul on Rod Rhodes. Ball control foul, gives the ball to LSU out of bounds.
That's one thing Kentucky was not doing when they made their run. They didn't go one-on-one as Rod did that time. Need to pass the ball around a little bit.
LSU throwing it up, and it's batted in the front court. The Tigers got it. Henderson right side to Burns, goes under, heat charge. Martinez stood his ground.
It should be 5 on Burns.
It was, and the odd thing about that now is back here on the other end, after the foul was drawn against Rhodes, it was Burns who went over and stood over Caesar and cheered him on for drawing that charge. And now he goes out of the game. He had 2 points tonight. He's a man who averages 9.4.
Coach Pitino really working the turnstile at the scorer's table. Jeff Brasso now back in the lineup for Tony Delk.
Each coach with just 1 timeout. They're both trying to save it down to the final few minutes of this game. There's 7:09 to go. Kentucky trails at 81-69. They have not been in under double digits in a long, long time. Well back in the first half of this ball game. Travis Ford across the mid-stripe. Ford left-hand side over to Rhodes. Rhodes over to Ford. Now to Prickett, flashing underneath. Up, no good, and he's fouled by Robochenko. looked like that ball was going to stay in. It dipped, flipped back away. As Robochenko draws his third foul. And Jared Prickett is at the free throw line. Prickett on the year is only a 59% free throw shooter. He's there for the first time tonight. On the year, he's 45 out of 76. Prickett, first of two on the way, no good. Boy, oh boy. Prickett with one more. When you've been trailing like this, you can't afford to miss those free throws. Jared Prickett with one more try. On the way, it is bouncing, no good, and he missed both of them and draws a foul as they come down. I think it was Rhodes who committed it, trying to knock the ball away. So they compound it by being an absolutely pitiful free throw shooting ball club again tonight. And Rhodes commits his fourth foul. McCarty comes back up off the bench, puts the rosin on the feet as he runs by, and LSU will go up to the free throw line.
Walter McCarty's had an outstanding game tonight, 18 points. As you said, hadn't really performed very well since the Ole Miss game in Louisville, but he's really putting a note to Coach Pitino that he might like to get back in that starting lineup.
He has 18 points. Caesar at the line. Good. LSU is hitting free throws well tonight. A ball club that's been hitting only 63%. Kentucky's been hitting 68%, but LSU hitting much better than that this evening. Caesar with one more try. It's no good, and Rhodes does have the rebound. Rhodes gives it off to 4. Kentucky now trails it by 13. Here's Rhodes for a three. Good. Rhodes pulling up and hitting a three for his 11th point. Back to a 10-point, 82-72 game. It is into Brandon in a trap, taken away by McCarty, and he dunks the ball. Kentucky is 2 within 8. LSU hurrying it in right now. So LSU gets the basketball in play. It is to Caesar. Caesar running between players, splitting him. Comes up against Martinez, deals it off to Robochenko. Goes under, starts up for the dunk, does not get it, and he's fouled. And the foul is going to be on Rhodes. He'll leave the game. That'll be 5. Each team has now lost one player to fouls as Rhodes fouls out with 11 points tonight. Grasso had been on the sideline waiting to come in for him anyway, just the play never stopped.
Coach Pitino using the allotted time to make that substitution when a player fouls out to bring the entire team over and have like a mini timeout. As we said, he's very short. Only one timeout left in the ball game. Still 6 minutes and 25 seconds to play.
The Wildcats have made a whale of a run. They were down 31. They've now cut it down to an 82-74 ball game. This is Ralph Hacker along with Kyle Macy, Mike Dotson, our engineer, Tom Devine, our chief engineer, on hand with us tonight here in Baton Rouge. This is kind of a Kentucky player night, kind of a reunion night. Kyle Macy, the former All-American, doing a bang-up job for us here. Larry Conley, one of the rough grunts, doing it for television, and Kevin Grevey, another Kentucky All-American, doing it for Mutual Radio. Only the LSU broadcast fails to have a former Kentucky player working tonight.
I don't think you'll see that happen anytime soon.
Robochenko puts it up, no good. Robochenko, a left-handed shooter, 6'8", out of Sharansky, Ukraine. One more try by Robochenko, it is good. Robochenko has 3, and it's 83-74 LSU. 6:24 to go. Travis Ford across the timeline for Kentucky. Travis is looking, and he's looking. Now to Delk. Delk for 3. Straight away, it is in and out, no good, and Titus has the rebound. And immediately, Delk fouls it. I think it was Delk. Nope, it's on McCarty. McCarty 4-0. He draws number 3, and LSU is at the line for 2. And Coach Pitino is off talking to Walter as he comes down the court saying, why did you do that? You were out of position, etc., etc. At the line is Titus.
Kentucky now really needs to show some maturity here, and with a little over 6 minutes to play, they're going to get the ball quite a few number of times, and with that three-point line being so close, that time Tony Delk maybe should have moved it around a little bit, get a little better look. A lot of time was left on the shot clock, and not just take the first 3 available.
Titus getting ready for the shot. First at 2, no good. I think you're right, Kyle. They have become patient at times and played well and cut the lead. They've become impatient, and LSU has taken advantage of it. Titus with one more try. Ford goes from one side of the free throw lane to the other, maybe to just disrupt him. 6:11 left. Titus puts the shot in the air, and he got this one. Whatever he did, didn't work. 84-74, LSU back by 10. 6 minutes, 5 seconds to go. Ford coming down the right side, goes left over to Delk, puts up a three, no good. Has his own rebound, goes under, puts it up, it's good for two. Cuts it back to 8 as he has his 5th point. Kentucky with full point pressure. It is into Brandon. They try to trap him. He throws back out of it over to Caesar. Caesar against McCarty. Ball, lanky McCarty trying to guard him, and Caesar beats him to front court, and it's taken away. Delk has the ball. Delk coming in the blind side over to Ford. Ford back over to Delk. Up for three. No good. He's now missed 4 in a row. Picks up his own rebound. Gives it to Ford. Knocked away from him. Robochenko has it to Titus, and Titus is fouled by Delk. Cal, I just don't like the way Tony Delk is setting up, and maybe that's what Coach Pitino has told him, but it seems like there's no movement except to give it to Delk and let him fire it up.
Yeah, and that's not what got him back into this ball game when they were down by so many. It was good motion on the offensive end, moving the ball around, finding the open player. Tony just trying to go one-on-one.
That'll be 3 fouls on Delk, and at the line for 2. Steps Titus again.
The one thing Kentucky has done well in their pressure is allowing Clarence Caesar to bring the ball up. And when they do that, they want to make him dribble with his right hand because he is left-handed, and he will turn it over as he just did the last time.
Kentucky with an 8, and Titus can put it back out by 10 for LSU. The shot is in the air, no good. .531 to go. Still plenty of time for the Wildcats. Titus pounds it down very hard against the floor. Left-handed shooter. 1 of 3 on the LSU team. Misses this one. Robochenko has the ball. Back up, no good. Kept up by McCarty as he tried to get the rebound. And Delk comes up with it as McCarty falls. So Kentucky can tighten it up. They trail by 8. Travis Ford coming down the court. Travis coming off the right side. Runs it all the way around. Goes under. Lays it up. It's good. It's down to a 6-point game. Travis Ford has 5 points. It is 84-78. 5:09 to go. Titus running by everybody. Throws it up. It goes in. And he's fouled. Brasso came in from behind, I think, and fouled it. Brasso does it. Now Harrison's going to come off the bench and come back in. So Titus getting his first field goal of the night. His 3rd point steps up there.
And once again, Kentucky not running back the transition game in that pressure. Jeff Brasso committed to foul because he got caught too far under the basket. Kept having to retreat, waiting for his teammates to get back. They didn't, instead of being able to go up to the free throw line and meeting him. And if he did foul, then the basket would not have counted.
Titus trying to make a 3. He does it. So all of a sudden it's out to an 87-78 game as Titus is becoming the man of the hour for the Bayou Bengals. 5 minutes, 2 seconds to go. Ford over to Martinez. Martinez pulls up. Looks, he's used up the dribble. Needs help. Ford comes out to get the ball. Martinez coming around as LSU picks up its defense to Martinez. Puts up a 3. No good. Brasso with the ball. To Ford. Back over to Harrison. Left side, he throws the basketball over in the wing to McCarty. Back over to Harrison. He penetrates. Kicks it back to Ford. They close up on him. Back to Harrison. Puts up a 3. It's no good. Bounces off. And LSU has the ball. And they save it. It is to Brandon as Coach Pitino wanted a walking violation. Brandon gives the basketball up with 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Over to Henderson. Back on the outside to Titus. 87-78 now. Titus still coming around to the right side. Kentucky needs to get the basketball back without any harm being done. This is Brandon as LSU wants to use a little clock now. LSU trying to use the clock to be their friend. Brandon with it. Round to the right side. Gives the ball up to Titus. We have 7 seconds on the shot clock. Titus goes down to the baseline corner to Caesar. Turns around, throws it in the air. Kentucky's got it. Ford with the ball. 4 minutes to go. Ford to McCarty, and he kicked it away out of bounds. It was deflected by Robochenko, and then McCarty kicked the ball. Boy, when things go bad, they go bad.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be an excellent pass from Travis Ford. Kentucky, the last possession before that, though, looking strictly for the threes. You know, a little over 4 minutes at that point. Plenty of time. If you can get a quick 2, go to the basket, pull the defense, then maybe kick it out for the 3 instead of just passing around the perimeter.
LSU's got to glad to be having a ball game above 70 because they're 0-20 when the scores have been down to the 70s for both ball clubs. On the inbound pass, a quick foul on Brasso as he fouled Titus. The second. LSU has won 26 of their last 29 games where they have scored 80 or more points. Titus will go up to the free throw line for LSU, and Riddick will come back into the ball game for Kentucky. 3:57 to go. McCarty goes out. Kentucky's leading scorer on the night with 20 points.
I know they're 20-0 when they've scored over 100 points. They're pretty good there when they're scoring the 80s. We need to find that gap where they're not very good.
Titus is at the line. Titus pounds the ball up and down, puts a shot in the air. It's good. Well, he's finding his range now from the free throw line. He has 5 total points. From the charity stripe.
Yeah, this will be his 7th attempt, so you may want to try to foul someone different. Let them get a look at the basket.
It is on the way. It rolls. No good. Robochenko over the back of Martinez, and he draws the foul. So Kentucky will be at the free throw line now for 2. Robochenko draws number 4. And Jamel Martinez, who on the year has been as reliable as anyone from the free throw line, steps up there for Kentucky. An 83% free throw shooter, and the Cats trailing it now by 10 again at 88-78 when they had it down to 6. Riddick goes out of the game, and McCarty comes back in.
Yeah, Jamel on the year is 29 out of 35. And, every possession, every free throw, every play is big at this point in the game.
He's not scored in this half. Shot is up, good. That'll be 13 for him. One more try for Jamel Martinez to cut it back to 8 points if he can get it there. Martinez, in front of that waving crowd, misses it. Knocked down. Delk has got it for Kentucky. Starts up, throws it back to the hands of Brasso, who goes and gets it. Kentucky trailing by 9, 88-79. Over to McCarty. McCarty looking to Martinez, posting up against Robochenko. Turns, kicks it back to Ford, up for 3, good. Travis Ford cuts it back to a 6-point ball game as he makes it 88-82. On the inbound pass, it's knocked back away. LSU will get it back. Right in front of the Kentucky bench. Coach Pitino has to vacate the spot where he was standing to give LSU room to put the ball in play. Caesar throwing it in, knocked away by Delk, back out of bounds. LSU will get it back. Right at midcourt. 3:35 to go as Riddick will come into the ball game for Kentucky. He'll come off the bench with 4 fouls, and McCarty will go to the bench. McCarty has 3 fouls as they juggle the bench now. Riddick getting right up in front of Caesar. They throw it in play into Brandon to the backcourt. Brandon with Brasso guarding him. Bumps him, comes across the timeline. Brandon on the dribble with 3:28 to go. LSU should try to use clock now as Brandon goes left-hand side over to Henderson. He doesn't. He fires away good. If you hit him, it doesn't make any difference. That's 36. It's back to a 9-point, 91-82 game. Ford walked. The senior came across the timeline, picked up the dribble, and walked. You wonder what he was thinking when he came across and did that.
I didn't see that, Ralph. I was trying to count up the number of 4 or 3-point shots that Henderson's made, and there's so many. I was having difficult counting that high.
We had 6 at the half. Pass coming in play to Brandon. Brandon with only Brasso back there with him. 3:10 to go. Brandon across the timeline. Brandon on the dribble. 3:05. Comes around to the left side. 91-82 ball game. LSU leads it, and they stumble, but they come out with it. Titus with the ball, and now we got a pushing foul. And the foul's going to be on Brasso. Brasso draws number 3, and it's 2 shots at the line for Titus again. Well, Titus could have squatters right to that line tonight. We'll be back on the UK Basketball Network.
He's got squatters rights to the free throw line, and Henderson has the rights over to the corners behind the 3-point line. He has 8. My unofficial count on the ball.
I think you're right. You have 2 in this half. You have McCarty going back out of the game. Riddick coming back in. Harrison coming in. Delk going out. 2:58 left. And Titus can put LSU back in double digits with a lead. It's been exciting because Kentucky has taken it from 31 down to cut it as low as 6. Titus at the line right now. Left-handed shooter. The shot is in the air. It is no good. Well, he'll try it again. Titus, number 25, steps up there with just 9 shots for him from the free throw line from this half, Kyle.
This will be number 9 right here.
It's on the way. It is no good, and Harrison has got it. Kentucky trails by 9. 2:55 to go. Travis across the timeline. Travis looking to the right side, giving it to Martinez. Down low to Riddick, posting up. Goes up with it, no good. Follow-up tap by Riddick, good. Riddick has 9. Kentucky has it back at a 91-84 ball game. LSU trying to get it to front court. Backslap by Brasso. Picked up by Riddick. Gives it to Harrison. To Brasso. Puts up a three. Good. Brasso has 11 points. 91-87. Folks, we have got ourselves a ball game and a half going. 2:22 to go. It is Caesar having it knocked away from behind. And Gerald Boudreau calls a backslap foul.
I don't know, when you see the ball go flying out that fast, it really makes you think it was pretty clean, but Boudreau made the call. Normally, if you hit someone on the arm and they lose the ball, it just kind of dribbles out of their hands, but when you deflect the ball cleanly, it'll shoot out there like out of a cannon.
That's 16 fouls against Kentucky in this half. Clarence Caesar at the line. On the year, not a very good free throw shooter. Has 2. Got this one. He has 29. LSU's leading scorer is freshman Ronnie Henderson, who has 36. 92-87. Back to a 5-point game. Caesar puts it in the air. It's good. He got them both. Now he has 30. Tony Delk will come into the game for Kentucky. And Harrison will go out. He will. So it'll be Delk and Ford, Martinez, Brasso, and Riddick in the lineup as they get it in play. They wanted to get McCarty in, but too late. 93-87, the Wildcats for the ball. Over to Brasso. Brasso looked for the three, didn't have it. Comes out, gives to Ford. He had the three, passed it up. To Brasso, NBA three, good. Brasso has 14. It is 93-90. Only a field goal separates the two teams. LSU has it knocked away and Delk fouls as he knocked it away from Caesar and fouled him on the arm. That'll be 4 on him. 1:57 seconds to go. Folks, take your hat off to the comeback these Wildcats have made tonight.
Well, you really can't fault the effort here in the second half. And Jeff Brasso shooting those threes, the way he sets up and shoots, it's kind of like a push shot. Keeps everything in good line to the basket and doesn't jump very high off the ground. Because of that, then he can shoot from well past the three-point line.
Clarence Caesar at the line. 2 tries coming. Caesar has 31 points. The shot is up. It is rolling good. 31. And it's back to a 4-point game. 94-90. Martinez started into the game, and they don't let him come in for some reason. Now Caesar gets the basketball back. It was not on his hand. Well, Caesar will step up there now to put it in the air, and it is good. So Caesar, it's his last bunch in a row. 95-90. LSU back by 5. 1:54 to go. Travis Ford with the ball. Ford over to Delk. Spots for a three. Good. 2-point game. Delk has 8. 95-93. LSU with 1:43. And on the inbounds pass, LSU did not get it in.
Yeah, Tony Delk deflected it. Caesar had not come back inbounds. Was standing out of bounds when he caught the ball.
Kentucky's only had 1 lead in the game. That had 1-0. 1:41 seconds to go in this one. Kentucky in with it. It is into McCarty. McCarty to Delk. Delk down low to Brasso. To Martinez off his hands, and LSU gets it back. Could not handle the pass. So LSU comes back now with 1:30 to go in the game. Their fans are starting to sit down. They're on their feet momentarily. To Caesar, a 3-point try, no good. Martinez has the rebound. Out to Travis Ford. Kentucky coming across the timeline. To Brasso, up for a 3, no good. Long kicker for the rebound. Brasso thought it was going in. It's to Caesar. They've got him in a trap. He throws it off the leg of Brasso out of bounds. Brasso thought that one was dead in the bucket, and he started running to the other end of the court.
Well, the thing now, Kentucky can't just rely on the 3. They've got it down to a 2-point ball game. If they've got an open path to the basket, take it.
Brandon gets the ball in play. He gets it in against Brasso. Comes up to the mid-stripe now. Looking in a trap. Throws it over to Caesar. Caesar against Delk. Takes it all the way to the hoop. Pulls up. Deals it off underneath to Robochinsko. Puts it up. No good. And Robochinsko fouls Brasso, who blocked him out. Robochinsko draws number 5. And now Jeff Brasso can go to the line to tie it for Kentucky. Kentucky has come from 31 points down when it looked as though all hope was lost.
Not by me, Ralph. I never gave up on it.
You went south like the birds of winter.
No. Hey, with that 3-point line, any game is within reach, no matter how much time left. And right now you can see in these LSU players' face, they've got some definite concerns as far as, well, what's the difference? What did we do the first half that we haven't done here the second half? Kentucky just trying to get some offense, finally got it going. Jeff Brasso has been a big part of that. He's got 14 points all coming in the second half, and he'll have 2 free throws.
Brasso puts a try in the air. No good. Well, Kentucky has been miserable, as we said before, from the charity line tonight. 56 seconds to go in the game. Brasso's shot. It is no good. McCarty taps, no good. Delk taps it up, no good. Brasso taps, no good. Kicked out of bounds, touched by LSU.
Gibson kicked that. It was a good call.
Boy, I just cannot understand why the Cats grabbed the ball and fired it up without thinking about it, Macy, from the free throw line. Brasso looking to put it in play to Martinez. Kentucky down by 2. It's to Delk. A field goal will tie it. 45 seconds to go in the game. Brasso with it. Brasso looking to the right side, down to Tony Delk. Delk coming out. Tony Delk swings left side and out of Ford. Ford stumbles, gives it to Martinez, dropped it, picked it up, lost it. Out of bounds. LSU touched it. 16 seconds on the clock. Bodies all over the floor.
Travis had to look that time, Ralph. I'd like to see him taking that one. Being the senior, he's got to show the leadership.
I'm flashing back to 1980 when Kyle Macy hit a shot to win it for the Wildcats down here.
Well, if it reflects back to that game, I was in the role of Travis Ford. Hadn't really played that well, but I finally did get that last one to go down.
It is 95-93. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Kentucky trails it by 2. And they stop the play because there's bumping and shoving. And there's some perspiration out of the floor. They bring the mop crew back out and mop it down again.
Yeah, Caesar was laying there on his back, and he's got a soaked jersey, so I'm sure that floor is pretty wet right there.
He's limping. Somebody kneed him in the thigh or something. Brasso setting to put it in play again, gets it into Ford. Ford out to Delk. Delk fakes, moves left side, gives it over to McCarty. Back out to Delk, 11 seconds to go. Time to start the offense at 9. He runs left side, deals it back to McCarty. Open for 3. Good! Kentucky leads. McCarty put the shot up for his 21st point, like his 23rd point. 16 seconds to go. LSU coming across the timeline. Shot clock is off. 12 seconds, and now LSU will call a timeout. 11.5 seconds to go. They'll set up the play. It'll be win it or lose it for the Tigers when we come back. They trail 96-95. Kentucky has come from 31 down to take the lead.
Let's set the stage for you. Kentucky has come from 31 points down to take a 1-point lead. 96-95. We've got 11 and a half seconds to play in a crazy one here at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center on the campus of LSU. Both teams still in the huddle going over their strategy. The clipboard, the chalkboard's out. Shooting percentages so far in the ball game, LSU at 50%. Kentucky has come back now shooting 52%. So for the second half, obviously they're well above 50% because they were really struggling that first half. Rebounds, Kentucky's cut that margin as well. Now only down 8, 40-32. Turnovers 19 for LSU, 18 for Kentucky. And from the three-point line, LSU 13-23, Kentucky 15-38.
These people have set through 39 minutes, 38 and a half seconds, and many of them are going home. 96-95. LSU trails by 1, and now Kentucky uses its last timeout. It's a game now of just chessmate, and that's where we stand. Kentucky trailed at the half, 48-32. Coach Pitino and his ball club using a variety of different combinations out there tonight have been able to pull this one from 31 points down to take a lead, 96-95 over LSU. Kentucky has not won here since 1988.
Well, what Coach Pitino was doing by going with the difference combination was trying to find a group that would play together and get some offense going as well as doing the job defensively. We said there in the first half that there was a 5 that made a good run when McCarty was in, Martinez, Shepard, and Brasso, and Ford. In the second half, it's been the play of Brasso, Ford. Again, McCarty's played very well. And so, you know, he's just trying to look and get everything going. They finally made their big run. What they did not do was falter by allowing LSU to get a run back at all in the second half, and that allowed them to get this lead now 1 point. Coach Pitino called the last timeout because he wanted to see the setup that LSU was going to take when they came back out on the floor, and because of all the scouting reports, the films watched, they have a pretty good idea of the play that LSU will run, so now they're going back to the huddle and talking about what to expect when the Tigers come back out.
They send Delray Brooks over to the sideline to talk to the official scorer, confirm about the number of timeouts, while Bernadette Locke-Maddox, along with Billy Donovan, are gathered on each side of Coach Pitino, who is squatting in front of the 5 players who will be on the floor. It'll be Travis Ford, Tony Delk, Jeff Brasso, Jared Prickett, and Martinez into the game. 11.5 seconds to go. It all boils down to this, folks. LSU's Caesar putting it in play to Brandon. Clock runs at 10. Brandon right side against Brasso. Drives. Goes in. Throws it up. It's no good. Kentucky has the ball. Delk with the ball, and Delk's foul. 4.4 seconds to go. That was the play they wanted, and Tony Delk will go to the line to shoot 2.
It's not over yet, Ralph. Still 4 seconds. A lot of time to get down the court. Some big free throws, obviously, by Tony Delk. Give Jeff Brasso a lot of credit. You know, everyone talks about how slow he is on the defense. It's been his offense that's carried the Wildcats here in the second half, but he stayed right with Jamie Brandon and made Brandon put up kind of a tough shot that couldn't get it to go down.
Tony Delk with 8 points up at the free throw line for Kentucky, and these are 2 biggies. If Kentucky had hit the free throws earlier, they'd be ready to go to the bus. 4.4 seconds to go. The shot is on the way. It is no good. So he can hit this one. It'll take a 3 to beat him. Delk with one more try. Delk puts the shot in the air. This one is good. As Tony Delk sinks it. That's 9. LSU throws long. The ball is in the air. It is bad. LSU has got it. They go to the floor walking. It'll be Kentucky's ball.
Good call. The player falls down with the ball. It's traveled. They made the same call earlier on Walter McCarty. So it was a consistent call by the officiating crew.
This has been a good officiating crew overall tonight. I just started to say I would like to see Harrison into the game, and that's what I see. As they bring him in, he is their best free throw shooter. As LSU will come with full court pressure. It is into Ford, and Ford is fouled with 2.2 seconds to go. Travis Ford will go to the line. Now, he is actually Kentucky's best free throw shooter, with leading the SEC with almost 89%. But under pressure, I'd just about as soon have Harrison up there as anybody. But right now, we see the senior, Travis Ford, going up.
The only reason probably that I might pick Travis just because of the playing time, a little bit more comfortable out in the floor. Chris Harrison's not seen a lot of minutes.
Travis' points tonight have all come from the field. He has 2 tries coming now. Hits both of these, it's Kentucky's game. Travis puts a shot in the air. First one's good. It'll take a 3 to beat him. It's 98-95. Travis Ford rotates the basketball. The crowd puts on its coat. Travis breathes hard. Punts a shot in the air. It rolls good. Kentucky should win it, no matter what happens. Long pass midcourt. 2-1. Shot is up by Henderson. It is no good. And ladies and gentlemen, I've seen the Wildcats play nearly every game since 1966. Never can I remember a 31-point deficit on the road or at home where the Wildcats came back to win the basketball game. We'll be right back to LSU in a minute on the UK Basketball Network.